Hello friends, in our day-to-day life, we are confronted with so many questions. Questions are asked for getting some information. And we know that there are two types of questions. Yes-no type of questions, where the answers are given only in yes or no form. For example, the question, do you like Mr. Sathe as a teacher? The only answer expected is either yes or no. So this is called as yes-no type of question. The second type of question is were type of questions. Means the questions which start with WH. And they are usually asked for getting more information about some place or time or some human being or manner and so on and so forth. Friends, today we are going to deal with were questions or WH questions. Were type of questions start with WH. So words like where, which, who, when, what, all of them starting with WH, they are used for formation of were type of questions. The only exception is the word how. When in the answer we are talking about a place, then in question we make use of where. If we are talking about lifeless objects and lowly creatures, then in the question we use the word which. If we are talking about human beings, then in the question we use the word who. When we are talking about the time, then in the question we have the word when. And if the answer is about the manner, then in the question we are using how word. And if we are talking about outcome or product of activity, then in the question we use what word. Now friends, let us see what types of questions can be asked on this particular topic. The question is, form were questions to get the answers which are underlined. First sentence is, I hurried back to the room. To the room is underlined. Means we will have to frame a question which will give us the answer as to the room. Now, I hurried back. Immediately what comes to our mind? Instead of to the room, where? So this is our intermediate step. The answer is to the room. Means we are talking here about a place. So naturally, the question will start with where word. Now friends, we will be taking that where word in the beginning. Now let us concentrate on the remaining sentence. I hurried back. So this is simple past tense. Hurried is the verb. So while making a question, hurried verb, it's split into did hurry. And I becomes you, and it goes intermediate between did hurry. So our answer is, where did you hurry back? Or our answer can be, to which place did you hurry? Now let us take the next example. I made tea in the morning. In the morning is underlined. means we will have to frame a work question which will give us the answer as in the morning. So in the morning means they are talking about time, and for time we have to use when as the verb word in the question. So our intermediate answer is I made tea when. So friends, when word has to be brought in the beginning, and then I made tea is in the simple past. That is why made it split into did make, and instead of I we have to write you in between did make. So our answer is going to be when did you make tea? Now let's take one more example. I drew them out without a sound. Without a sound is underlined. So we will have to frame work question which will give us the answer as without a sound. Without a sound means a manner in which the action is taken. So for manner we use how as the verb word in question. So our intermediate question becomes I drew them out how. Now we already know that how has to come right in the beginning, and drew being the simple past verb, it is split into did draw, and I is turned into you, and you goes in between did draw. So our final answer is how did you draw them out? Now let's come on one more example. The sentence given is I had made a study of men's faces. Of men's faces is underlined. Means we will have to make a verb kind of a question where the answer is of men's faces. So here we go. I had made a study of what comes naturally to our mind. Because for outcome or product of activity, we are supposed to use what word? So our intermediate statement remains I had made a study of what? We know that verb word should come right in the beginning. So what word comes in the beginning? Now I had made a study is a past perfect tense. Now in past perfect tense, had made is going to remain as it is. Only thing, instead of I, you pronoun we have to use, and that has to go in between had and made. So our final answer remains what had you made? Now one more example. The poor man showed acceptance. Here the poor man are the words which are underlined. That means we will have to form what type of a question where the answer is going to be the poor man. The poor man being a human, instead of the poor man, in question we will have to give who word. So we write who showed acceptance. When the question starts with who, the remainder remains the same. Now friends, let us take one more example of the same type. The naughty boy will be punished. The underlined words are the naughty boy. That means we have to form a word type of a question where the answer is going to be the naughty boy. So naughty boy being a person, it will be in word type of question who will come in the beginning of the question. So our answer is going to be who will be punished.